Since the day you were born, something was taken from you, and you didn't even notice. The world we live in was carefully designed to keep you disconnected from your true essence. But why? Who benefits from this? If you've ever felt an emptiness that nothing can fill, if you've ever had the feeling that something is off with reality, you are not alone. Spiritual disconnection in modern society is not an accident. It was created. But there is a way to break this cycle. And it starts now. Stay until the end. Because what you're about to discover could change everything. Spiritual disconnection in modern society ends here. There is a knowledge that has been guarded for millennia, passed down from generation to generation, only to those who were ready to receive it. This knowledge isn't just a theory or an empty philosophy. It is the key to understanding reality, and more importantly, shaping it according to your will. The first and most fundamental of these laws is the principle of mentalism. It states that the all is mind. In other words, all existence, all reality, begins and manifests from the mind. This means that your life, your experiences, your external world, everything is a direct reflection of your consciousness. But what happens when someone else controls your mind? The system understands this truth and has been using it against you from the moment you were born. It programs your perception, dictates what you should believe, what you should fear, what you should desire. This happens through culture, media, education, and even your most personal experiences. If they convince you that you are small, powerless, insignificant, then that becomes the reality you manifest. Now think about how this affects your life. How many times have you felt incapable of changing something? How many times have you doubted your own power? That didn't happen by chance. You were taught to disbelieve in your inner strength. But the good news is, this programming can be undone. Just as your mind was shaped to limit you, it can be reprogrammed to set you free. It all starts with awareness. When you realize that your reality is a reflection of your thoughts and beliefs, you take back the power to transform it. So how do you do this? Start by observing your own mental patterns. What do you tell yourself every day? Are they thoughts of strength and possibility or limitation and fear? Every time you catch yourself thinking, "I can't do this," or "this isn't for me," ask yourself, who put that idea in my head? Change begins the moment you choose to replace these automatic thoughts with conscious affirmations of power. Instead of "I am weak," say "I am strong." Instead of "the world is against me," say "I am the creator of my reality." It might sound simple, but this is the foundation of spiritual transmutation, the first step to breaking free from the invisible prison that keeps you disconnected. But the manipulation doesn't stop there. There is another illusion, one even deeper, that keeps people trapped in a distorted view of reality. Something that makes you see yourself as separate from the universe, when in truth, you are a part of it. There is a lie that has been told so many times that it became an absolute truth in most people's minds. The idea that you are alone, that there is a you separate from the other, an external world disconnected from your internal world. This illusion of separation is one of the greatest weapons used to weaken your spiritual awareness. But the truth is, everything in the universe is interconnected. This is the foundation of the principle of correspondence, which teaches, as above, so below, as within, so without. This means that the external reality isn't something separate from you. It's a reflection of your own consciousness. Yet, the system works relentlessly to hide this from you. It creates artificial divisions, race, nationality, religion, social status. It teaches you that you are separate from the divine, that spirituality is something distant, accessible only through intermediaries or complex rituals. It makes you believe the world is a battleground, where everyone is against everyone, instead of an interconnected flow of energy and consciousness. And what's the result of this? A constant state of conflict. People fight each other without realizing they are just battling projections of their own inner world. When you believe you are separate from the universe, you lose control over your own reality. You start living in reaction to what happens instead of understanding that everything happening around you has a correspondence within you. But here's a secret that few people know. When you change your inner vibration, your external reality changes with it, because there is no separation between what you feel and what you experience. Have you ever noticed that on days when you feel good, the world seems lighter? People smile at you more, things flow better, and even small miracles seem to happen? That's not a coincidence. That's the law of correspondence in action. Now think about the opposite. How many times have you woken up irritated, and as the day went on, everything seemed to go wrong? Like the world was against you? This isn't some conspiracy targeting you. It's simply your own energy being projected onto the world around you. The way out of this cycle is to take responsibility for what happens within you. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, what inside me is creating this experience? That simple shift in perspective can completely change the way you see life. But for this transformation to be complete, there's another essential principle you need to understand. One that explains how your vibration is being manipulated without you even realizing it. Everything in the universe is energy in motion. Nothing is truly still. This is the teaching of the principle of vibration, which states, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. But here's the part no one tells you. The frequency at which you vibrate determines the reality you experience, and the system knows this. That's why it works tirelessly to keep your vibration as low as possible. Fear, anger, guilt, sadness, all these emotions pull you into a dense, limiting state of consciousness. A state where you feel powerless, out of control, disconnected from your true essence. This happens constantly, through the media, which bombards you with alarming news, making you believe the world is collapsing, through the culture of stress, which forces you into an endless cycle of urgency and exhaustion, through music and entertainment that reinforce destructive thought patterns. All of this serves one purpose, to keep your energy low so that you never awaken to your true power. But there is a way out of this game, because just as you can be influenced by external vibrations, you can also learn to consciously raise your own frequency. And when you do, your perception of reality changes completely. Have you ever noticed how some people naturally attract good opportunities while others seem to be surrounded by difficulties? This isn't luck or coincidence, it's vibration. Those who vibrate in fear and scarcity attract more reasons to feel fear and scarcity. Those who vibrate in confidence and gratitude attract experiences that reflect that energy. The good news is, your vibration is not out of your control. Small daily habits can make a huge difference. Simple practices like getting sunlight, deep breathing, listening to high-frequency music, or even walking barefoot in nature can be enough to lift your energy. But the most powerful change happens within you. When you become aware of what you consume, not just physically but mentally and emotionally, you take back the power to choose what nourishes your vibration. And this choice is crucial because something even deeper is at play. Something that was programmed into you from an early age to ensure that, even when you try to change, you keep sabotaging yourself without realizing it. If this content has already opened your mind, imagine how many people are still trapped in this illusion, unaware of what's really happening. Now you have the key to break free. But what about them? The system wants to keep this knowledge hidden, but together, we can change that. Leave a like now and subscribe to the channel. This helps YouTube spread this message to more people who also need to wake up. The more people gain access to this truth, the stronger we become. Be part of this movement and help spread this transformation. Since childhood, you were taught that some emotions are good and others are bad. You learned to avoid sadness, reject anger, and run from fear. But no one told you that all these emotions are just different manifestations of the same energy, that each one has a purpose and can be used to your advantage. This brings us to the principle of polarity, which teaches that everything has two poles. Everything has its opposite, and opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. In other words, light and shadow, good and evil, joy and sadness, they are all part of the same spectrum. But the system wants you to see the world in fragments. It taught you that feeling sadness means being weak, that feeling anger makes you a bad person, that fear should be avoided at all costs. And so, you started repressing essential parts of yourself. The problem is, repressed emotions don't disappear. They build up inside you, creating energetic blockages that keep you trapped in unconscious patterns of self-sabotage. You feel like you want to change, but something keeps pulling you back. You try to manifest a new reality, but the same struggles keep returning. This happens because you were conditioned to fight against your own energy instead of using it to your advantage. But here's the secret no one told you. You can transmute any negative emotion into power. Sadness can become wisdom. Anger can become motivation. Fear can become awareness. It all depends on how you choose to deal with these energies. The first key to breaking this cycle is acceptance. Instead of rejecting your emotions, start observing them without judgment. Ask yourself, what is this feeling trying to show me? More often than not, the thing you fear facing the most is exactly what can set you free. The second key is transmutation. When you realize you're in a low vibration state, instead of surrendering to it, use it as fuel for transformation. If you feel anger, channel that energy into creation and action. If you feel fear, use it as a signal to cultivate more presence and awareness. This isn't just a philosophical idea, it's a real practice, used for millennia by those who understand the hidden laws of the universe. And when you master this art, nothing can hold you back anymore. But there's still one final secret that needs to be revealed, a secret that explains why, even when you begin to awaken, invisible forces seem to pull you back into the old pattern. Now that you understand how your mind and emotions have been conditioned, there's something even deeper that needs to be revealed. Something that explains why so many people, even when they try to change, end up stuck in the same cycle over and over again. The truth is, your life follows a rhythm. Everything in the universe moves in cycles. The tides rise and fall. Day turns into night. The seasons change. And just like nature, your energy also moves in rhythmic patterns. This is what we call the principle of rhythm, which states that everything has tides and oscillations. But here's the part no one tells you. If you don't understand this principle, you become a victim of it. That's why so many people experience constant highs and lows. One day they feel motivated, believing they can transform their reality. The next day, they are overwhelmed by doubt, exhaustion, and lack of faith. This isn't random. There's an energetic flow happening within you at all times. And if you don't know how to navigate it, you'll always be pulled back into old patterns. But those who understand this principle use it to their advantage. They know that everything in life has a natural rhythm, and that fighting against it only leads to frustration. Instead, they learn to ride the wave rather than be swallowed by it. So how do you do this? Simple. Instead of panicking during low energy periods, use them for rest and introspection. Instead of wasting high energy moments, maximize them for action and creation. This means aligning your life with the natural flow of the universe rather than resisting it. But the most important rule of all, never make life-altering decisions when you're at the lowest point of your cycle. So many people give up on their dreams, end relationships, or make impulsive choices when they are in a downward phase. But if they knew that their emotional state was just part of the cycle, and that it would pass, they would act with much greater wisdom. And here's something even more powerful. Every action you take creates an effect. This is the foundation of the principle of cause and effect, which teaches that nothing happens by chance. Everything has a cause. If your life feels stuck, if you feel trapped in the same patterns, it's because the actions you've been taking, or failing to take, are creating that result. But the opposite is also true. Any small change you make today will have an impact on your future. This means you can break any negative pattern simply by taking different actions. It doesn't have to be a radical shift. Just a small adjustment repeated daily is enough to create a new energetic flow, and over time completely transform your reality. And this is the real power they tried to hide from you. The power to break free from inertia, to stop reacting, and to start creating your own life. But there is one last principle, one final secret that ties all of this together and reveals the ultimate key to your spiritual liberation. Something that has been distorted for centuries to keep you trapped in imbalance. Now that you understand how your mind has been programmed, how your emotions have been manipulated, and how your energy has been trapped in cycles of low vibration, there's one last secret. A fundamental principle that, once understood, can restore your spiritual balance and allow you to manifest your true essence. This is the principle of gender, which teaches that everything has its masculine and feminine aspects. Gender manifests on all planes. But this truth has been distorted over centuries to create division, conflict, and imbalance. We live in a society that overvalues masculine energy, action, logic, competitiveness, while suppressing feminine energy, intuition, receptivity, spiritual connection. This doesn't mean one is better than the other. Both are equally essential. But the problem arises when there's an imbalance. And that imbalance is exactly what the system promotes. It wants you to always be rushing, always producing, always chasing something external. Because when you're stuck in this state of hyperactivity, you can't stop to connect with your intuition, to truly feel what you need. At the same time, the opposite also happens. Some people get trapped in passive energy, always waiting, always dreaming, but never taking action. And this also keeps them stuck. But the real secret lies in integrating both energies. When you learn to balance action and receptivity, rationality and intuition, control and surrender, you align yourself with the natural flow of the universe. You become whole. So, how do you do this? Simple. Start by observing your own patterns. Do you tend to always be rushing, trying to control everything? Then you need to develop your receptive energy. Learn to trust the flow, listen to your intuition, and accept life's cycles without resistance. Do you feel like you're always waiting for the perfect moment but never making a move? Then you need to activate your masculine energy. Make decisions, take the first step, create movement. This balance is the key to your spiritual freedom, because once you master this, nothing can control you anymore. You become sovereign over your own energy, able to manifest your reality consciously and powerfully. And this is the truth they tried to hide from you. But now, you know. Now the choice is in your hands. The only question left is, what will you do with this knowledge? Now you understand how your own energy was used against you, how your mind was programmed, how your emotions were manipulated, and how your vibration was kept in a cycle of low frequency. But now you also know that you don't have to live this way anymore. The Hermetic laws aren't just philosophical concepts. They are practical tools to reclaim your power, break free from illusion, and become the true creator of your reality. And it all starts now. Small changes in how you think, feel, and act can completely transform your life. The first step is simple. Become aware. Observe your energy, your thoughts, your emotions. Question the beliefs that were imposed on you. From today on, refuse to be just another product of the system. Choose to live with intention, with presence, with power. The awakening has begun. Now the decision is yours. If this video resonated with you, now is the time to act. Leave a like so this message can reach more people who need to wake up. Comment below which part impacted you the most. Your interaction strengthens this community and keeps this knowledge alive. And if you're not part of the channel yet, subscribe now and turn on notifications. That way you'll keep receiving content that expands your awareness and helps you reclaim your true power. And don't stop here. At the end of this video, you'll see a card with complimentary content that goes even deeper into this knowledge. The link is also in the description. Click now and continue your journey of transformation.